and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is just going to be a chatty get ready with me. I'm finally filming again. So I'm gonna explain all that, why I've been absent for like 6 months or so, maybe a little bit longer. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go through that. I'm sorry if you can hear Banjo running around in the background. If I shut him out of this room, all he's gonna do is whine and that's all you're gonna hear. So he's just gonna sit in here and kind of like be obnoxious and make noise, and fingers crossed he doesn't knock over my ring light. But, so we're just gonna get ready using kind of like a lot of my current favorites. I just ordered some new stuff from Colourpop, which I have right here. None of it's like new, it's just new to me, so we'll play around with that stuff too. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go ahead and get into it. So if you've never seen my videos before, then you don't know that I am a priming fool. So I'm gonna start with the Primed and Peachy from Too Faced. So I'm just gonna take one pump of this. This is just a nice mattifying primer. Put it in my T-zone. So I do have oily skin. And my skin's like really breaking out. It's really congested lately, so I keep masking, but it's just not solving the problem at the moment. And then the next thing I've been obsessed with is this Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I don't know why it took me forever to jump on this train, but this thing, I cannot live without it. So I'm gonna put it here and up the sides of my nose. And I do put a little bit on my chin and right here in my smile lines that tend to crease. And then a little bit in my forehead because that also creases. So I like it because it's really pore filling, which I love. And then I just kind of like blend it in a little bit. But the reason I put it here in areas that I crease is because it has like a really nice, it has a little bit of a silicone-y feel to it, not much, but it just helps blur those areas so they don't crease as bad. Right, and then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Illuminate primer. And yes, usually I do use 3 primers on an everyday basis. And I'm just gonna put this all over. So even on top of the areas that I just put that mattifying primer. This one is just very hydrating. Like it's so refreshing on the skin. And it blurs, just like it says. So it helps blur everything else out. And just hydrate the skin. It's so nice. I've also really been enjoying the Becca First Light Priming Filter, the purple one. It does something similar to this. I don't think they're exact dupes for each other, but it kind of gives a similar feel to this one. This one's just a little bit thicker. I'm sure you can hear the air kick on. It was super duper cold here for probably the past week. I live in New Orleans, and we had like freezing temperatures for once, which is weird. But I kind of enjoyed it because I'm from Idaho, so I enjoy the cold weather and I miss it a lot. I'm just gonna go in with this guy. This is the Catrice All Matte Plus foundation. I have it in the shade 10 Light Beige. So I'm gonna put 3 pumps on my hands and just go ahead in with my beauty blender. So yeah, I miss the cold weather. I really love colder weather. It's kind of one of those things that I didn't appreciate when I lived in Idaho. But now that I've been gone for 3 years now, I definitely miss the cold. I miss the snow. I miss bundling up next to a fire. Like for the past 3 Christmases, it really just hasn't felt like Christmas because I didn't have snow and I didn't have the cold. It just kind of feels like fall. Like just another fall day. So I kind of enjoyed the cold, but now today it's back to being in the 60s. Let's talk about why I've been gone for about 6 months. And it's kind of the same thing I had happen, not in 2017, but in 2016. During the fall, it's very difficult for me to stay constant on YouTube because I work at Target. So if you're new to my channel, then you probably didn't know. I've mentioned it a million times for people who've been subscribed to me for a while. But I am a manager at Target. And so during the fall time, it's just very difficult for me to keep up with everything because the business at work just gets to be so hectic. So it's just very difficult for me to keep up with things, like doing YouTube, because I end up working really long hours and then you come home and I'm just tired and I'm exhausted and I have a husband and I have pets and stuff, and so that's like my joy in life, is being able to come home and you see your spouse who, you know, makes you feel better about things, and then you see your pets who want your attention and they love you and they need you to take care of them. It's a lot like having kids and stuff. There's people who need you, who expect things from you. So it's like coming home to these expectations of things that you're supposed to do. Like in my relationship with my husband, well, real fast. So next I'm gonna move on to concealer. So I did pick up the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. Finally, I've been wanting to try this forever. But I picked up 2 shades. I have it in the shade Light and then Fair Neutral. So let's swatch Light. So this is the shade Light, and this is the shade Fair Neutral. Like this foundation oxidizes on me, and it already has. So I'm gonna have to go with the shade Fair Neutral, which is almost my skin tone. So I don't think it's gonna be super brightening, but we'll kind of see, because I think usually this foundation oxidizes one more shade down. So I'll go in with the shade Fair Neutral. I've heard this is really good, like full coverage type of concealer, so I'm excited. And I am gonna prime my eyelids with it. You get a nice amount on the applicator. I know some people don't like the paddle applicators. I do, personally. It's very nice and flexible. It's very comfortable. It reminds me of the Urban Decay applicator from the Naked Concealers. And I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and blend that out. But as I was saying, so the relationship with my husband, like our expectation in our relationship is that I'm the cook. And so I cook dinner for us every night. It doesn't matter, you know, sometimes, so I have at least one day a week that I have to work at night. That's just our rotation at work. So on that night, clearly I don't cook for him. But any other night, you know, even if I get off at 6, 7 o'clock at night, you know, either I pick up food or I come home and I cook something real quick. That's just kind of like our expectation. He always does the dishes. You know, that's just what we've kind of worked out in our relationship. I know it sounds like really old school, but I love it. I love kind of having that expectation. I love knowing that, because at dinner, we never eat dinner separately. We always eat dinner together, even if it's 9, 10 o'clock at night. If I even picked up fast food and stuff, we always come home and we always eat dinner together. That's just our time to, you know, talk about our day, or discuss anything really, whether it's like buying a house, our future, things and hopes and aspirations, things like that. That's just our time to sit down and talk about it. Just what I'm saying. So next I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Powder. This one is in the shade 10, Fair Light. I'm not gonna bake, I'm just gonna set underneath the eyes. So just coming home, and then you have the expectation that you need to do X, Y, and Z, and make sure the house stays clean and all of that stuff. YouTube is just a hobby for me. You know, I'd love to turn it into a business, but it's always just been a hobby for me. That's why I don't do it necessarily full time, but I would love to. But after you spend a whole, you know, 8, 10, 12 hours at a job, and then you come home and you have cooking that you need to do and cleaning that you need to do and spending time with my family and whatnot, and then by that time I'm just tired. I honestly am. I'm just always tired during the fall and winter months, because things always get so hectic at work and it takes so much out of me. my job at Target. You know, I love what I do, but it does take a lot out of me. So I'm just continuing with that powder and setting my face. So I just don't have the energy necessarily to do the YouTube videos, but you know, last year I said I was gonna stay more dedicated to it, and I didn't. I kind of let myself down. But this year I am going to 100% stick to it. I have a lot of dreams and aspirations. So normally in the past I make New Year's resolutions, and that's how I kind of like pretend that I'm gonna stick to things. I just don't think the resolutions are for me anymore because I never stick to them. I've never stuck to a New Year's resolution before. So I think this year what I did was I made a vision board instead of things that I would love to accomplish this year, and sticking to my YouTube channel and focusing more on it and focusing more on me has definitely been something that I put on my vision board. So next I'm gonna go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is just in the shade of Bronzed. I'm just gonna take an e.l.f. complexion brush. I know this is a powder brush, but I love it for bronzer. And I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze up my skin. That's definitely something I'm gonna focus on this year, is myself and my work-life balance. So I don't really have one of those. I'm very much a workaholic, which when I had a lot of time, when I first started my YouTube channel, when I had a lot of time, I was really good at it because I'm a workaholic. So I don't have a problem dedicating all this time to it. And I'm an organized person most of the time. Not if you see my house, but when it comes to work and stuff, I'm a very organized person. I've become a lot better at planning. I was pretty good at planning my videos out in the past, but over the past year, I've definitely worked more towards planning, just in general, planning in life, planning for the future, planning for things that'll happen sooner rather than later, all of that type of stuff. So I've definitely grown in aspects within the past year that I think will take my YouTube channel to a different level. I just have to stay dedicated to it, which I think is doable for me and my type of personality and the things that I love to do. But it's just one of the things I'm gonna commit to. I think that ended up being a really long tangent. I kind of forgot where I was going with this whole thing. Oh, why I've been absent. So things just get too hectic at work. Oh, next I'm gonna go in with the Profusion Contouring Palette. And I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is called Light Contour. And I'm gonna take it on a Lexi 660. This is a precision foundation brush, but I actually love it for contouring because it's nice and dense. But it's not the type of brush, because it's kind of like flat, it's not the type of brush I would use for foundation in my opinion. But just take a couple of dabs. I'm gonna chisel out my cheeks. And then whatever's left on my brush, I'm gonna contour my nose a little bit. But where I was going with that is just that this year I'm going to focus more on myself. So I always say that YouTube is a hobby of mine. I love it. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy putting the content out. Next I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in the shade Rose Champagne. And this year I'm definitely focusing on myself and my relationship with others, so my relationship with my husband, a work-life balance, like a healthy work-life balance. You know, spending more time enjoying the things that I do. Next I'm going in with the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. But that's always what ends up happening. That's just the type of person I am. I've been that way for as long as I can remember. Even in high school it was, you know, I would always put my personal life, my family, things, my obligations to them on the back burner for other things like work. So that is definitely one of my goals this year, is to stop doing that, because in the end, a job is just a job. You know, it's not going to be there for you forever. Everybody is disposable at a job. But if you get fired from your job, who's gonna end up being there? It's gonna be your family. So, you know, kind of focusing on those types of relationships is what I want to do this year. Next, I'm gonna go in with this palette from Colourpop. This is the You Had Me at Hello. I have a bunch of these Colourpop palettes with their new dry, well, it's not dry, it's a pressed powder formula, and I love them. I love this formula. I think they're very nice, and they're a little bit on the drier side, but they're very, very blendable, and they're all very pigmented. So I can kind of get over the fact that they're not buttery. I do like my eyeshadows to be a little bit more buttery, but these will do. So part of being dedicated to doing these YouTube videos on a more consistent basis was upgrading my equipment. So I bought a new camera that I'm using right now. So I upgraded that, so hopefully my video quality will go up. And I did want to do a dedicated video on how to make a vision board. So I watched a lot of videos on how to make a vision board this year, and I really, really enjoyed them, and I really enjoyed making my vision board. So I think it's not for everybody. It's definitely not. So next I'm gonna take this color right here. It's kind of like a light pink, and I'm taking it on a Colourpop tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna put it in the crease and a little bit above the crease. So I want to do a dedicated video on how to make a vision board because I know it's not for everybody. A lot of people think they're kind of goofy and lame and unrealistic to have these pictures or quotes or things floating around. But so far I feel like it's already helped me. Next, I think I'm gonna take this shade right here, this purple, this darker purple on the same blending brush. And I'll focus this kind of like on the outer third of my eyelid into the outer V and a little bit in the crease. So let me know in the comments below if you guys like the idea of doing a dedicated video to a vision board. Somebody that I really enjoy watching on YouTube is actually Mallory Urban. She's who I get a lot of kind of like life inspiration from. She's very dedicated to what she calls choosing joy in life. I'm like being extremely messy with this blending. I'm just going all over the place. I'm going ham. I just don't even care at the moment. She's somebody who's very, very dedicated to choosing joy and choosing happiness in life, and I respect that in her. And she always said it was something that she had to work on. It wasn't anything that came easy to her. So she does a lot of videos on it. She's actually, you know, she's not like a big time celebrity, but she does have a little bit of celebrity in her. She was Miss America, and she did a stint on The Amazing Race. So, you know, I kind of knew her before she ever started her YouTube channel, and then I found her on YouTube and started learning more and more about her. So I find her videos interesting. I find them very genuine and sincere. So if you're somebody like that who struggles like me on choosing joy, you know, you let things get you down, or you struggle with a work-life balance, or being dedicated to the wrong thing necessarily, I definitely suggest checking out her channel. I'll link it down below because she's somebody that's a great resource for me, and I think that she, you know, it's nothing new. It's stuff that you can find from other people too, but I just really enjoy her personality and her persona and the way that she portrays it as not being like this negative thing to be doing that stuff. I think I'm gonna take a combination of this shadow right here and this shadow right here. So I'm gonna mix both of those, and it's just on an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. I'm going to put this on the lid. And then I'm gonna take this crease brush, that's what it's called. It's a 315, it's by Makeup Academy. You can get this at CVS. And I'm gonna start by taking, well, actually, I think I'm just gonna take a combination of this shade right here, which is like a medium tone brown, and then this really, really dark brown right there. I'm gonna combine the two on this little brush. Tap off the excess. and run this on the lower lash line. What I'm going to do is take this first shade right here and add this on the inner corner, and that's in my inner corner highlight. And then next I'm gonna go in with a couple of the Colourpop little eyeliners while I'm up close. I don't know why I've never tried any of the Colourpop liners. So I got two shades. So I got this one, which is called Mr. Bing. It's a collab with Kathleen Lights, and it's just a nice brown. So I just ran out of my last brown eyeliner, and I used brown non-stop lately. I have not been using black for the longest time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tight line with this. And then the second one I got is just a nude. It's called Honey Dude, or Honey Nude. Wait, I can't see. No, Honey Dude, I was right. And it's just a nice nude eyeliner. You can see it right there. My other one is just kind of dried out and the formula's kind of changed. So I decided I would go ahead and try this one instead. And my other one didn't last very long in the waterline. So next I'm gonna go ahead and go in with some mascara. So this one is the newest one from Maybelline. It's their Total Temptations mascara. So that is what my lashes look like. I do like it. I think it is, don't mind my mascara smudge. So I'm like a really messy mascara applicator. But I'll come clean it up later. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my eyebrows. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Dark Blonde, and then the Essence Make Me Brow in the shade Blondie Brows, and I will be right back. And I went ahead and just slapped on one of these guys from Covergirl. This is their Melting Pout in the shade Gelful. So just something super easy because I still have to get ready for work, and I'll probably end up changing my color anyways. But this is the completed look. So a lot of it is, you know, like I said, things that I really, really love and enjoy using right now. And then the other bit was trying some new things, which so far I really like everything. The eyeliner. Like I said, I like the concealer. It just looks a little heavy, but it could be the combination of the concealer and the powder. And of course, I love the eyeshadow because I just knew I was going to, because I love all of their eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop. If you haven't tried them already, I definitely suggest checking them out. And you can always catch Colourpop on a great sale, either free shipping, things are 40% off. They always put all their stuff on sale frequently, which is amazing because it's already a really affordable price. So definitely keep your eyes peeled if it's something that you're interested in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was probably all over the place, being super scatterbrained, but I did want to, you know, just come back in with a bang, explain why I've been gone, and explain that I'm back and I'm going to stay this time. My next video is probably going to be my morning routine, but let me know in the comments down below if there are some videos that you guys are interested in, reviews of certain products, anything like that. Just let me know so I can make sure to add content that you guys are actually interested in. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you guys later. Bye!